Hi everybody, I hope this video finds you well. We've got a nice beautiful day. You can see this is my front yard. You don't get to see that one as often. We've got a big for us, fruit tree guild that we're starting, and all the medicinal herbs. Most of them are grown out front. I'm kind of tapping into, and of course it's my feelings as well, but I'm tapping into the collective feeling of kind of overwhelm. And how do we sort of reconcile these feelings? How do we work through them? How do we navigate it? I love that term, navigating, because we're navigating so many new uncharted waters in this last year and a half. So I can give you an example of what my overwhelm is right now. As both a herbalist and someone who homesteads, this week I have 3 or 4 tinctures that I have to make, 2 flower essences, multiple products that I have to, infuse this flower in witch hazel and infuse that plant in apple cider vinegar. I've got a couple of different flower essences that I have to make. Strawberries are ripe, so I have to go strawberry picking, and then make jam and pie filling for the pantry and freeze them for the freezer. And the garlic scapes are ready to be harvested, and I'll have probably close to 300 of those to work through. And that's just the physical tasks I have. I also have overwhelm in terms of navigating relationships with people in my family that don't feel the same way I do or don't think about things the same way that I do. And so how do we cope with this overwhelm? And whatever your overwhelm might be, it could be emotional. For a lot of us, there's a lot of emotional overwhelm too. So all I can say, it's a hummingbird at our hummingbird feeder. All I can speak on is how I've decided to move through these things and how it's really changed stuff for me and really help to alleviate some of this overwhelm that I do feel. And so the old me, the year and a half, 2 years ago me, would have made checklists and to-do lists, and I would have, prioritized it, and I would have probably spent more time planning how to do all the things than to actually do them. And then I would have been very satisfied by checking all the things off the list and being very productive, but being quite disconnected from what I was doing. Everything was just this task, and I was sort of like a robot, automatically doing this, that, or the other, but not really feeling into anything that I was doing. And of course that there was no joy in that for me. And homesteading, and especially, has become very much like this checklist sort of lifestyle where it's like, oh, well, now I got to do this, and now I got to do this. And I've almost forgotten the reason why I got into it in the first place and the joy that I experienced from it. So now I've given you a hint. I lead with my heart. What do I feel like doing this afternoon? I know what I have to do, right? I'm a sovereign human being. I don't have to do anything I don't want to. I know what my mind and what society and what my lifestyle dictates that I should do. But instead of going that route, I'm going to go the route of what would make me feel good this afternoon. And it would make me feel good to work with plantain this afternoon. So I'll probably make plantain oil. And it would make me feel good to record a video and share this herb known as horehound with my YouTube family and teach you a little bit about its medicine. And then maybe I'll harvest some and make tincture from it. And then I'll see what feels good next. And some days, maybe nothing feels good. And that's exactly what you're supposed to do, is nothing. I was watching a really great video on YouTube, and she really prefaced the importance of doing nothing, that there's healing in doing nothing, that it's listening to your body, it's listening to your mind, your heart, your soul. Now, I totally respect and understand that for many of us, being able to lead with our heart is not necessarily easy when we have the confines of structure, routine, and expectations from the outside world, be it a job or whatever. But even in your job, like I'll use my sister as an example, who, she'll have dictations she has to do, she'll have filing she'll have to do. maybe she can find like which one of those, like I know I have to do these, but I have choice. So which one do I feel like doing most right now? And I know it may seem silly, but I think part of the reason why we feel overwhelmed is that we feel like all of this is out of our control. And when we lead with joy, when we lead with what we want to do, with doing what makes us feel good, it brings back some semblance of that control back into your life, and recognizing that you are the one that forges your own path and makes your own decisions. So I don't know. Hopefully this helps. I've had quite a few clients in the last couple of weeks in clinic, and that's a definite that's a theme that I'm seeing is overwhelm. Just there's so much, and overwhelmed in terms of energetics and everything. So lead with joy, do what feels good. Whenever you have those moments and the flexibility to do that. Do what feels good, do what feels right. Do what brings joy into your life, and then do the next thing that brings joy. And before you know it, you'll finish the exact same to-do list you had before. There's so many birds. But you'll do it in a different way that will nourish your heart and soul. So I hope this helps. Sending lots of good vibes and love your way, and I will see you on the next video.